Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Living Wisdom and Dharma World. Today, we're going to explore Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, who is one of the four great bodhisattvas of Chinese Buddhism. He is known as Kṣitigarbha because of his steadfast and immovable nature, likened to the great earth, and his deep meditative wisdom, likened to a hidden treasure. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva holds an extremely important position in Mahayana Buddhism. He is regarded as the Dharma master governing the period between the parinirvana of Sakyamuni Buddha and the future enlightenment of Maitreya Buddha. His image is often depicted wearing a jeweled crown or having a shaved head, holding a monk's staff and a wish-fulfilling jewel, and riding a mythical beast named Diding, also called the one-horned beast. The meaning behind the name Kṣitigarbha. The meaning of Kṣiti, earth. The term Kṣiti, earth, symbolizes the vast and nurturing nature of the earth, which sustains all things without seeking anything in return. This represents Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's boundless inclusiveness, regardless of good or evil, beauty or ugliness. He treats all beings with equal compassion, offering them warmth and support. The meaning of Garbha, treasury. The term Garbha, treasury, means hidden or profound, indicating that the merits and wisdom of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva are vast and unfathomable, only accessible through dedicated practice and realization. At the same time, Garbha also conveys the meaning of protection and preservation, signifying his role in safeguarding all that is good and preventing harm from befalling the world. The meaning of king, Raja. The word king denotes not only a noble status, but also the leadership and guiding role of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. He is not only the savior of beings in the hell realms, but also a guiding light, leading people toward the path of righteousness. Like a wise and compassionate ruler, he uses his wisdom and power to protect all who seek his aid. Thus, the name Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva can be understood as vast and boundless like the earth, filled with unconditional love, possessing deep, hidden wisdom and infinite compassion, and a noble leader who guides beings out of suffering and toward enlightenment. The origins of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. There are multiple legends regarding Kṣitigarbha's past lives. 1. The Brahmana maiden saving her mother. Long ago, in an immeasurable kalpa, Kṣitigarbha was once born as a Brahmana maiden. Her mother was a non-believer in the three jewels and followed heterodox paths, accumulating negative karma. After her passing, she fell into hell to suffer. Knowing the consequences of her mother's actions, the Brahmana maiden sold her possessions and performed acts of great merit to dedicate blessings to her mother. During a moment of despair, when there was no Buddha to seek guidance from, she heard a voice instructing her to sincerely chant the name of Jiuhua Ding Zizai Wang Rulai. With utmost sincerity, she entered a meditative state and visited hell, where she inquired about her mother's fate. Through her unwavering filial devotion and dedication, she was able to rescue her mother from suffering. 2. The king who chose to save sentient beings first. In another legend, Kṣitigarbha was once a king of a small kingdom. He had a deep friendship with a neighboring king, and during one of their conversations, they made vows. The neighboring king wished to attain Buddhahood swiftly to liberate all beings, while Kṣitigarbha's past life self believed that if he did not first save the suffering masses, attaining Buddhahood would be meaningless. He firmly believed that sentient beings bring forth enlightenment, rather than enlightenment creating sentient beings. Eventually, the neighboring king became Sarvajna Siddhartha Tathagata. achieving all kinds of wisdom Buddha, while the king who vowed to save all suffering beings before attaining Buddhahood later became Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. 3. The wealthy son who vowed to empty hell. In another legend from an inconceivably distant Kalpa, Kṣitigarbha was once the son of a wealthy elder. At that time, a Buddha named Siha Vikradita Tathagata, lion diligence and rapidity, doing all good deeds Tathagata, appeared in the world. Seeing the Buddha's radiant and majestic appearance, the young man asked how such a form was achieved. The Buddha replied that such a noble appearance results from immeasurable lifetimes of relieving the suffering of all beings. Inspired, the young man made a great vow. Until hell is emptied, I vow not to attain Buddhahood. Only when all sentient beings are liberated will I realize enlightenment. Since then, across countless kalpas, he has remained committed to guiding suffering beings out of misery before seeking his own liberation. Stories of Kṣitigarbha's universal salvation. There are many stories about Kṣitigarbha's boundless compassion. 1. The story of the woman Guangmu. In the distant past, during the Dharma image era following the nirvana of pure lotus-eyes Tathagata, there was an arhat working to guide beings. A woman named Guangmu provided offerings to the arhat and asked about her deceased mother's fate. The arhat entered meditative absorption and found that her mother had fallen into the lower realms due to her karma of killing fish and consuming their eggs. He advised Guangmu to sincerely chant the Buddha's name and create images of the Buddha as offerings. Guangmu followed his guidance, and in a dream she saw the Buddha radiating immense light. The Buddha informed her that her mother would soon be reborn in her household. Later, a servant in Guangmu's house gave birth to a child who, within 3 days, could speak, revealing that she was Guangmu's mother, reborn due to her daughter's merits, but still bound to unfortunate circumstances. Hearing this, Guangmu vowed to dedicate herself to saving her mother from future suffering. 2. The demon-infested household rescued by Kṣitigarbha. When the Buddha resided at Vulture Peak, Kṣitigarbha traveled to various countries to guide beings. One day, he arrived at the home of the wealthy elder Jyoti, where 500 family members had fallen unconscious due to attacks by evil spirits. Feeling great compassion, Kṣitigarbha reported the matter to the Buddha, requesting a method to rescue them. The Buddha emitted radiant light from his crown, signifying that this bodhisattva would accomplish great teachings and liberate many beings. Kṣitigarbha revealed that he had previously studied demon subjugation techniques under an ascetic on Mount Jiuhua and had been prophesied to be a savior in the 5 turbid ages. After receiving the Buddha's approval, he visited the elder's house and successfully revived all 500 members. Kṣitigarbha's sacred site, Mount Jiuhua. The sacred site of Kṣitigarbha in China is Mount Jiuhua. During the Tang dynasty, a young noble from Silla, Korea, named Kim Kiaoju traveled across the sea to China, seeking a place for cultivation. He settled on Mount Jiuhua, where he endured severe hardships, meditating despite being bitten by snakes, and subsisting on meager meals made from white clay and rice. Moved by his dedication, a local villager named Zhu Ji rallied support to help him build a monastery. Later, the governor of Qizhou, Zhang Yan, contributed funds to expand the temple, which was named Huacheng Monastery. Kim Kiaoju's mother, longing for her son, traveled from Silla to Jiuhua Mountain. Despite her pleas for him to return home, Kim Kiaoju remained resolute in his practice. However, to fulfill his filial duty, he provided her with a small hut near his monastery. When she cried daily out of sorrow, he personally fetched water from a nearby well to cleanse her eyes, and over time, her eyesight was restored. One evening, she saw her son chanting scriptures from the bottom of the well. Inspired by his words that the well led to liberation from suffering, she leaped into it. Although her body was never recovered, people saw an image of her ascending into the sky. To commemorate her, a 7-story iron pagoda called Lady's Pagoda was built over the well, which became known as Lady's Well. Kṣitigarbha eventually passed into nirvana, and his body remained incorrupt for 3 years, an extraordinary sign regarded as proof of his deep realization. Over time, people venerated him as the manifestation of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, solidifying Mount Jiuhua's status as the Bodhisattva's sacred site. The Mount Jiuhua guardian beast, Diding. In Journey to the West, Kṣitigarbha's mount is Diding, a mythical beast capable of discerning the origins of all beings. Also called the one-horned beast or earth listener, it was originally a loyal white dog that followed Kṣitigarbha. Due to its unwavering devotion, it later became Kṣitigarbha's divine steed. Kṣitigarbha's vow and sutra of the original vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is particularly devoted to saving beings in suffering, especially the spirits trapped in the hell realms. According to the sutra of the original vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, he made a great vow. Until hell is emptied, I vow not to attain Buddhahood. Only when all sentient beings are liberated will I realize enlightenment. This vow reflects his profound compassion and selfless dedication to liberating all who suffer. This compassionate resolve is fully detailed in this sutra, which extensively describes his past vows, teachings, and methods of liberation. Although Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva has already reached an advanced state of awakening, he chooses to remain within the cycle of samsara to aid sentient beings in their liberation. For this reason, he is seen by devotees as a bridge connecting ordinary beings with the enlightened ones, embodying boundless compassion and wisdom. The status and influence of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva in Buddhism. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is one of the 4 great bodhisattvas of Buddhism, alongside Avalokitesvara, Guanyin, Manjusri, Wenshu, and Samantabhadra Puxyan, a central figure in Mahayana Buddhism. He is particularly venerated in Chinese Buddhism as a symbol of boundless compassion and wisdom. His mission is to save all beings, especially those in the most desperate and painful states. His name itself encapsulates his vast compassion, profound wisdom, and noble leadership. From both a religious and cultural perspective, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is a figure worthy of deep study and reverence. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is deeply revered in China and other East Asian countries. Many temples have dedicated halls for his veneration, where rituals are regularly conducted to pray for peace and blessings. Additionally, the 30th day of the 7th lunar month is observed as his birthday, and grand celebrations are held across various regions. Known for his great vow and supreme filial piety, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is a crucial savior of beings suffering in sin and misery. His devotion is especially prominent in East Asia, particularly in China, Japan, and Korea, where people invoke his name, worship his image, and visit his sacred sites to seek blessings and protection. The various legends and stories surrounding Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva not only enrich his image, but also deeply reflect his compassionate vow to save all beings. He is known for his unwavering declaration, "Until hell is empty, I shall not attain Buddhahood." This commitment has profoundly influenced Buddhist devotees and serves as a model of selfless compassion and dedication to the well-being of all. Conclusion: Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is a profound symbol of boundless compassion, unwavering resolve, and selfless dedication to all sentient beings, especially those in the most painful and desperate states. His great vow: "Until hell is emptied, I vow not to attain Buddhahood. Only when all sentient beings are liberated will I realize enlightenment," reflects his limitless patience and deep commitment to alleviating suffering. From his legendary past lives to his veneration at Mount Jiuhua, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's presence in Mahayana Buddhism serves as an enduring beacon of hope, guidance, and spiritual refuge. Whether we seek his aid through prayer, practice, or the study of his teachings, his example reminds us of the power of compassion and the transformative potential of unwavering dedication. May we all be inspired by Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's immense vow and strive to cultivate wisdom, kindness, and altruism in our own lives. Let us walk this path together, learning and growing in our journey toward enlightenment. Thank you for joining me on this journey to this exploration. May the great compassion and vow power of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva illuminate the world, bringing all beings relief from suffering and the attainment of ultimate happiness. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your reflections might inspire others on their path. Wishing you peace, happiness, and well-being. See you next time.